Coronau podcast, motivational podcast. You know, we had our boy Arkyve on episode 5. You know what I mean? A lot of people, you know what I'm saying? He let a lot of people, you know what I mean, with stories that he needed to tell. So we had to bring the homie back. You know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to my boy Arkyve in the building. Arkyve, what's up, dog? I see you with the jacket on, you know what I'm saying, the llama.
Yeah.
I see you with the mask on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You left us, you know, kind of wanting that last bit of the story when you were in Peru, you know what I'm saying, and you were greeted by the military and all that, and you had to rap for them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we left off that, so we're kind of, you know what I'm saying, we want to know that story, so, you know what I mean, elaborate on that one.
Real quick before I before I get into it, I just want to say, man, thank you for having me back again.
Oh, without a doubt.
You know what I mean? Part 2, thank God that we're doing it, because a lot of people have just been reaching out, like fucking more than I would have ever expected.
Wow.
And honestly, bro, I've never gotten hit up for anything I've ever done more from our community of people.
Wow.
You know, from I mean our community, I mean like the Peruvian culture.
Los Peruchos.
Pida Peruchos. Straight up, bro. I've been getting like lots of love from all of our Peruvian
shout out to all the Peruvian community.
You know what I mean? So much love, more than anything I've ever, and people touching base on like what I said and everything. So I'm like, wow, this had to be followed up the right way.
100%.
And so I had to put on my chuyo, you know what I mean? Representing real rough.
100%.
And I had to put on my mask just in case motherfuckers want to, you know what I mean? They want to come at us the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm saying. My man got the mask on.
Terroristas, peruchos, what's popping?
You know what I'm saying? and to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? We're like we said in the last podcast, we're very special people. You know what I'm saying? You know, we come from nothing. Yeah. And now, you know what I mean, we're doing what we love, and you know what I'm saying? So a little touch base on the Peru story a little bit. I know we left off that, you know what I'm saying, how you had to really talk and do your thing for the military out there, and you know, you had to rap and kind of show them what's up. Yeah. You know what I mean? So go ahead.
So check it. All right. So I'm just gonna touch base real quick. Some motherfuckers that didn't hear the last one. Real quick. Yeah. Just real quick. We had a studio. We were doing songs. I had a show that night. And we had some weed or whatever, and I was like, you know, I didn't know how much weed I wanted to smoke that night. I don't know if
this is all in Peru, by the way. All in Peru.
We're in South America. We're in Peru. We're in San Miguel right now, which is like by the beach or whatever. So we got weed. We finally got weed because that was a big part of the whole trip. We couldn't find any fucking weed, and honestly, you don't know how bad you want weed until you can't get any.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? You go, oh shit. I'm like,
that's happened to me.
You might be like, I'm like, damn, I might be addicted to this shit or something, like, because you really want to smoke. I mean, it really affects everything. Like, like damn, you want to smoke before you eat. I mean, it just fucks up the mood a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is bad for Cali guys, but that's the truth. You know what I mean? So we're like, you know, so I'm like, I don't know how much I want to smoke, so I'm taking my whole ounce with me. We jump in a cab, whatever. Like we're looking for, you know, like I said, people don't know in Peru it's like New York in that way. Fucking cabs everywhere. You know, you just jump in a transportation.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And so we jump in a cab, a sketchy one, but whatever. We're trying to get to the show, and we can't. You know, like I said, thank God the homie was paying attention because we're not going the same route as we went the last time. And I don't really notice. I'm like having a good fucking time. I'm like, hell yeah, we on the way to the show. I'm getting, you know, mentally, I'm like getting ready.
You're getting ready.
Yeah. I'm like, this is about to be dope. You know what I mean? Like finally get to perform in the motherland and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like I said, the homie notices we're going the wrong way, or like not in the way we were going the first time that we went to that same area. And, and so we go around and we pass this. It's like we go into this like gated community area, but it's not a gated community. It's like a ghetto. It's basically like a gated ghetto.
Wow.
And they have curfews, so you can't come in and out of that ghetto after like 11 p.m. or something like that.
Wow.
So yeah, because it's sketchy. People can't come in or out. Like you if you're parked in there, you got to stay till tomorrow or whatever the next day, because they don't, you know, or
you got certain hoods and certain blocks in Peru, right? You can't go.
They don't want people to come in late, whatever. You can't leave or go, bro. That's just what it is. It's for security reasons. You know what I mean? This is how sketchy it is.
Yeah.
So at every post before they close, it's military motherfuckers that close that shit. Like fools, like I said, in full on Jeeps, fatigues, fucking AK-47s, the whole deal. And we passed one as we were going, and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck are we doing in this little gated community? And I was like, oh, I was like, hermano, ¿qué pasó? ¿Por qué estamos aquí? You know, he's like, oh, no, it's más rápido. He tried to take us a faster route, supposedly. And so when we got lucky, so this was crazy about this whole story. I didn't even get into what made it all crazy. So
yeah.
So what's crazy is that he tried to take us the route where once we get past that little gate, we're in the alleys, we're in the gutter right there. Like, they're really not helping us because it gets a little sketchy in that area. It's like going into the abyss, you know, the black abyss. You're just like, who knows what the fuck happens when you go in there. So, but we were lucky, bro. That shit was already closed off.
Wow.
And so homie was like, fuck. And so we're like, all right, what? He's like, oh shit, I gotta turn around. It's like, all right, whatever. So we didn't realize what was going on, bro. So he goes back around. So we gotta go back around again around the military post. The military motherfuckers noticed that we're going back around again. And before we know it, like I said, I'm like, it's like a fucking movie. I look behind me, bro, and there's literally like 5 motherfucking Jeeps, like trucks, fools hanging off the sides,
wow.
AK-47s, and they're just lights blaring. These are going crazy. And
behind you guys.
Behind us, bro. And we're getting pulled over. And I'm like, oh, shit. And like I said, I had the ounce in my backpack, and I go, fuck, the ounce of weed in my backpack. I go,
wow.
You know, we're in trouble, bro. Like, this is not about to go well, you know. So we get pulled over or whatever, and they're like, okay, get out. Everybody get out, sit on the curb and whatnot. And like I said, it was like a fucking movie. The military guy, the main dude, he had like a buzz cut. Like I saw his feet came out first. His boots dropped. He went, and he turned the other way and shit. And he just like was a classic military guy. And he was like, whose weed is this? Whatever. He found out, you know, I was like, I confess, because it was my weed. You know, I wasn't gonna let anybody go down for it, but everybody was scared. You know, they didn't know what was. I was like, you know what? Let me talk. Let's see what we, you know, what we can do here. You don't know. You know what I mean? Until you talk. So he was like, what? He's like, well, you know, he in a very slow tone. He was like, okay. He's like, we're gonna one of two things here. And I'm like, oh shit. You know, before he goes, first of all, when you go back to California, because we had the California IDs and everything, I want you to tell everybody to come visit Peru. I was like, oh my God. I was like, my heart dropped, bro. I was like, what? And he's like, look, we're getting ready to legalize marijuana in Peru as well. So I'm not tripping. As long as you guys don't have no hard shit or anything like that, we're fucking with you or whatever. So you're all right. We're not going to fucking take you anywhere. But sit down. We're going to keep searching the car, make sure there's nothing crazy, and we'll leave you guys. You know what I mean?
Wow.
If you guys are good, we'll let you guys go. And so as we were waiting for them to check our shit, like I said, the guys in the they were like, I swear, the fools that were on holding those big old guns were just youngsters, chibolos. We're like, you know, 18, 19, 21-year-old kids that were just, you know, working for the military. You know what I mean? And there's really no more options in Peru. Right? You have, you know, either you work for the military or you're doing tranzas or whatever you're doing to get by. You know what I mean? So these boys were young, and like one of the guys came up and was like, "Hey man, you guys really, you guys rhyme? And you guys rap?" And he goes, "Yeah." But he was like, "Kick a freestyle." Dude, and I was so scared, and I was like, dude, let's get out of this. I was like, bro, free beatbox right now. Right now. Your best beatbox you ever get. We start freestyling, getting into it, whatever, and these fools are hanging on everything. Not only that, we got merch. We're giving them like these little chains that we got. I don't know if I told you. We had these gold-plated dog chains that were like just like these steel, whatever, cheap chains, but they were gold-plated with gold, so they looked like legit, you know, from LA. These chains from LA, you know what I mean? Man, they're like, let me get one from my uncle, you know, from my uncle, from my son, from my whatever. And I'm like, dude, take 5 each. You know what I mean? And whatever, long story short, man, they let us go. And thank God, you know what I mean? And that was one thing that he was like, the main guy that was scary, he was like, yo, I want you guys to know that this is a good place to visit. But you know where you fucked up? And I was like, what? He's like, you guys jumped into the wrong cab. And I'm like, of course. I'm like, he's like, you know who the fuck this guy is? He goes, this was a known choro. He goes, was a known choro. Choro's a slang term for a ratero. For a motherfucker that rob you. For a thief. Yeah. In Peru, this cat has past criminal. So we were getting set up. This guy is a straight up setup dude.
Wow.
And so straight up, though, I swear to God, this motherfucking military guy, he walks over back to this fool and just starts pimp slapping him up, fool. bam, bam, bam.
Wow.
What do you think you're trying to do, homie? Bam, how many times do I have to tell you? Bam,
Wow.
like straight up.
What?
Bro, I'm talking about this.
Wow.
Was serving him up, bro. Like bam, I slapping him. He's like, oh, senor. He's like, how many times, like telling him in Spanish, like, how many times do I gotta tell you? Don't be doing this shit, bro. You're fucking shit up. You know what I mean? And so the military was really, really focused on making sure tourism came back strong to Peru. We want people to feel safe in Peru.
Yeah, of course.
We want you guys to come and visit, eat the food, enjoy yourselves, and not be worried about assholes like Homeboy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they were doing it. I mean, hey, shout out to the military in Peru. You guys took care of us.
Shout out to them.
You know what I mean? And that's where that story ends. But yeah, that was one of them, man. That was like just that one time.
That's wild,
yeah,
bro.
and after that, they ended up taking us to the strip. We didn't get like they're like, oh, we'll take you right there up to the main and make sure we get you in a clean cab, like a guy that we know that's cool.
Yeah.
Boom, like they took. So it was cool. We got to ride in a little military thing, you know, up to the street or whatever, and we went to the show. So. And we rocked that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was prior to the show. So I was like, man, I was at the show, like having a beer, like, damn. I'm so happy we made it out of that, bro.
Yeah, man. Talking about shows, man. You know what I'm saying? How many shows did you do in Peru? How many shows were you able to do in Peru?
So we had 6 scheduled.
Okay.
Thanks to the homie Pedro Beats. So Pedro Beats, like I said, he's a homie that he works at the university, several universities in Peru, teaching people how to make beats and how to write bars. And
That's
stuff
hard.
Just teaching Peruchos how to make music, dog. Hip hop. That's the most amazing thing. So, he knows us because he rocked on some beats from Spock. So Spock tried on some beats, whatever. It was a connection. He wants some LA beats. We want some Peruvian rappers. So we did a little, we did a little combination mixture. It was like, yo, we're going up there. What's up? He's like, bro, I got spots. Let's rock. You know what I mean? So we just connected like that, and we ended up doing 4 shows. So the first show that we did was like in a park, like in an open centro where like they had
people out there,
and it was just so it was dope. It was like a lot of rapping to people that weren't really hip hop fans, but hey, they were like, "What the fuck is this guy doing here?" You know what I mean? You guys from LA rapping and shit, rapping,
that's hard,
looking like one of us, talking in English. You know what I mean? So they were like, what? This guy's, you know what I mean? It's just everything is so spiritual, dog, honestly, all that shit.
You know what? That's super dope. You know what I'm saying? To even do shows internationally and have people, you know what I'm saying, really rock with you, you know, on the international level, you know what I'm saying? But bringing it back to Cali, to your background, you know what I'm saying? I know you had a battle recently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which you rocked the mic and you did your thing. From what I heard, a lot of people told me, I mean, this guy did his thing. It was kind of a setup where you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I'm gonna let you elaborate on that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna leave it at that, but I'm gonna let you elaborate on that and how was the outcome of that particular battle, cuz you did have a battle, and how did that end up?
Okay, so the battle was the Project Blowed, the 28th year anniversary. Like I said, if you guys don't know who Project Blowed is, do your research. This is like the most influential underground hip hop crew in Los Angeles to ever exist. They're like, they're just like the spearhead of skill. Wow. You know what I mean? If y'all like skillful rappers, look into Project Blowed. Okay, I'll leave you at that. So that's the anniversary they have, and the main man that throws is Abstract Rude, and he has his own like battle. He called the SBRC, which is a 16-bar rap challenge, and it's basically 16 bars versus 16 bars. And so what you're really doing, it's not truly a battle, like per se, like I'm battling some fool, like I'm like trying to tear him down. It's like more like a songwriting battle, I would say. You know, like you're like writing a 16 to out rap a motherfucker. Yeah. You know, not really rapping at him, but out rapping him. Exactly. You dig? So that's what we were doing. So like I said, well, I gotta be at least grateful I made it to the very last round. I almost took it. Some people say I did, but I heard a lot of people say you did. I heard a lot of people say you did. That's not for me to say. You know what I mean? Because I don't judge. I don't judge my own battles, but you know, I did my best. I showed up. I performed, and you know, there was critiques. I asked a couple people, judges and stuff. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into. Is there any footage about off this? Apparently, there's being footage getting ready to be dropped. Yes. What I heard, there's like, because it was professionally all filmed. Somebody up there was filming it. Correct. So I mean, it's just a matter of chopping it up and putting it the right way. So So I heard it's gonna come out. So hopefully,
look out for that, man.
Yeah. Once it does, if it does, once it does, I heard it's going to. So once it does,
you have it on your page.
I'll have it on my page, and people could be the judges for themselves. And honestly, at the end of the day, I don't even really want to speak about how I feel about it, because you don't know. I don't want to be like, I don't want to sound like a sore loser at the end of the day.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because I do feel strongly, because I gave it my all, but it's not for me to say. You know what I mean? But I will say this, that honestly, it fucking ignited my songwriting, bro. Like, it got me back into wanting to sharpen the shit out of my pen again.
100%.
You know what I mean? That's for sure what it did for me. It took me to a level where I was a little bit dormant on my style. Like, sometimes you get comfortable with just rapping. Now, fuck just being comfortable rapping. Out-rap yourself every fucking time.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, beat your shit. You know what I mean?
100%.
Beat your last verse. Because if not, what are you doing, bro? You're just like kind of setting out a catalog of like stagnant shit. Like, slow as a fucking rhino. You want to be fast like a cheetah. You know what I mean? You want to be like quick like a lion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think that's like more like the skill set or like the formula for wanting to be successful and to
100%.
being a dope MC.
You know what I mean? I really, really feel that. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, you have to practice your craft. Not only that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people are gonna be the judges of this. You know what I mean? Once it comes out, people are gonna be like, okay, well, I think this person won. You know what I mean? But in the back end, it's a lot of politics, fool.
Always.
You know what I mean? So
that's what I can't speak on. I don't know what the politics are. One never knows. The Illuminati exists, my boy.
Yeah, so it's a lot of politics, fool, and you know how that go, dog. Yeah. It's always gonna be a little bit of favoritism here and there. You know what I'm saying? For who knows who. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean, we know Arkyve is an elite, you know what I'm saying, MC, an elite, you know what I'm saying, person that knows their craft and kills the mic every time he's on that. So, you know what I'm saying, shout out to my boy Arkyve on that battle, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I want to touch a little base, you know what I'm saying, on your Peru stories. I know you got a couple Peru stories for the public, you know what I'm saying? Man. Especially for all your Peruvian fans, all your Peruvian people that, you know what I mean, are supporting you from New Jersey. My boy from New Jersey, shout out to you, homie, for supporting the homie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everybody else that's supporting Arkyve. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Give them a couple stories from Peru, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Something memorable that you remember.
Well, check it out. I'll say this much, too. Straight up, man. Thank you for everybody. Keep reaching out to me. I want to make things happen. See, like you said, the homie from New Jersey hit me up, and
then he didn't have to post nothing. He didn't have to do none of that.
Man, but he went out of his way to do that, and I mean that's just one of the many. But like I said, because I'm planning on doing a little bit traveling this year, so I'm going out to New York. I want to do some shows. If you're Peruvian or whatever, if you're anything, if you support, you know what I mean, come up and hit me up. But the homie, like I said, he hit me up saying, hey, when you come out here, I can set something up for you, that. So let's do that. If you guys want to, hook up, let's keep the tour going.
Yeah.
You got spots, you got anything you want me to come rock at, anything you want me to come do. I want to come up and show support. I want to try the food. I want to try New York Peruvian food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. New Jersey, baby. I want to try it all, man. I want to meet my peoples. I want to see those beautiful faces. I want to see everybody out there. So if you guys got any connections to spots, venues, whatever, or any events going on, hit me up. My DM will obviously be in the bio, whatever. But get at me, because I really want to get involved now with the community.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like I said, like for real, the way that y'all reached out has changed how I feel about even my direction in music with the Peruvian stuff, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really affected.
The feedback was incredible, by the way.
Yeah. Honestly, before I get into any story about Peru, I just want to say, like I said, for real, like this shit has changed the way I feel about my trajectory as a rapper, as just being an LA rapper. Like I'm like, you know what? I'm more than that. You know what
100%.
I mean? We're Peruvian Americans, and there's motherfuckers out there that want to find their way through the way we grew up that don't have a voice. You know what I mean? There needs to be somebody to speak on the situations, on everything, all the nuances that we grew up with. That's that everything from eating anticuchos, you know what I mean, polladas, all that shit, man. Just take the way our style is. Just I'm happy that we have something to be grateful for.
100%, bro.
So anyway, with that being said,
you know what I mean. With that being said, we're gonna take it to Peru, where my boy has a couple stories. you know what I mean, we talked a little beforehand, and he wanted to touch base on Peru, just because that's what we represent. We're Peruvian. We're very proud Peruvians, and we want to, you know what I'm saying, touch base on our culture and where we're from. So my boy's going to take over, and he's going to talk a little bit about, you know what I mean, his experience in Peru and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? All
right, so check this. When I went to Peru, in between tour, of course there's family we got to visit. I'd be whack if I went to Peru and did all that and didn't go see a family member.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
You know what I mean? So I had to go see family.
So,
hasta aquí veniste, coche tu madre, no vine a visitar. Ay, negro ingrato.
Yeah, negro ingrato. You know how it is, bro.
So, exactly. So they're about to talk all their shit. So I'm like, no, I ain't going out like that. You know what I mean? So I got to come see the fam. So the fam this is what's cool about my family, or specifically to me. Like, my mom has a little bit, like, her family has a little bit of money, but my dad's dirt poor. Wow. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's cool visiting grandma and all, rest in peace grandma, but the family, you know, on grandma's side, go see the nice houses, Miraflores, all that good shit. And then you go see Pops' family, it's Chimbote in the hood, dirt roads. You know, houses are bad, bathrooms. Yeah, bathrooms are straight up like bucket style still. Like, you know, it's just they're still struggling hard. You know,
wow.
But it's more fun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's more fun than my mom. And my grandma's house is cool because it's clean. They got. I mean, I don't want to talk like brag or anything, but like, I mean, like, they have chefs and stuff. You know, it doesn't take much to have a chef in Peru. A little bit of money, take care of somebody. Pretty much, the difference is that you get to visit two sides of the world that in the same place. You know what I mean? One place was poor, one place has a little bit of money. So when we went to go visit my dad's side of the family, it's literally, like I said, fucking dirt roads. I mean, it's bad. It's you know, it's just poor place. Beautiful place, but poor place.
Wow.
And so we were like, you know what can we do to have fun with the community? Like, what can we do to like get the community popping right now? Like, get like a good party going. You know what I mean? Like, but other than just like putting on some music and buying beer for everybody, because that could happen too. You just buy in Peru, the carcajas, they don't drink like, for say, like
one beer. They share a beer.
They share a beer, and it's not about like sharing a beer. It's about tazas, little copitas. They got little cups, and it's like more than a 40. It's like I would say like a
32.
Yeah, like a 32 actually.
Yeah.
It's like less than a 40. I'm sorry. It's like a 32 ounce, and they're just like boom, pull out the cups, and y'all sharing. But you buy boxes of that, literally like wood crates of 32 ounces, and motherfuckers. It's almost like unelegant to drink a big beer like that. It's like you gotta drink it in a glass. Like, that's just our style, you know. So anyway, besides that, I was like, how can we do it so we could fucking all have a good community time? And I was like, you know what? A big soccer game. Where's the soccer spot up in this bitch? There's a big cancha right there that they have it. It's a local you can rent out. No one has rented in weeks, bro. No one has the money to rent it out. Literally, the gift of it is you get to turn the fucking lights on there, bro. There's big old lights. They don't turn them on because no one has money to pay for the content to rent it out or anything like that. We're like, dog, give us 4 hours, bro. Dog. People seen the lights go on the fucking once they saw the lights go on the cancha, on the big, it's not a stadium. It's like a little, like a cancha. Like a cancha.
Yeah.
How do you say cancha in English?
A field, a soccer field.
A soccer field.
Yeah, soccer field.
It's like a nice soccer field. Not even, I mean, nice for Peru. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And once those lights went on, because motherfuckers in the hood hasn't seen those lights on in weeks, dog, the whole hood just flooded, bro. They're like, what? Who's here? Do you know what I mean? Like,
my God.
You know what I mean? Those lights haven't been on. And dog, and we got a popping ass game, bro. Serious ass game. And it's so funny. Shout out to the homies Matthew Elias. He went with us to Peru. That's that's a whole other story that in itself. But the homie from Caviar Gold, he was signed to Caviar Gold Records. I had asked him if he wanted to come with me to Peru. He said, yeah. And I asked him originally because he does the camera work shit too, but he does a good MC. But I was like, I need somebody that I can trust, that can film my shit. He ended up being like, yo, I'm down to roll, but I don't want to go as a fucking filmer. I'm like, oh shit, I want to go as a rapper. He's like, I'm going to get the homie to come with me and film us.
Okay. Because
I don't want to do it. And I'm like, bet. I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? As long as he's good as you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So it's all good. And so that's all I'll tell you about that guy. But anyway, Matthew Elias, he was like, before that, we had went into the OG fucking swap meets, like the Peruvian swap meets, like which is like it's like kind of like you would say like in like a regular Los Angeles swap meet, but just third world country style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's just beautiful, but just a gang of people and this thing. And he ended up seeing some soccer cleats hanging off of some shit. He was like, you know what? They're my size. I'm gonna buy them. But they didn't have soles on them. This motherfucker thought he was cute or some shit, trying to fucking put on some shoes with no soles on them. And goddamn, he ended up playing a super hard ass game. His whole bottom of his foot was one giant blister, bro. I'm talking about the whole palm of his foot was
that
one.
Sucks.
Yeah, one giant, like the whole shit, dog. The whole shit was one giant blister. But aside from that shit, that was because he was going so fucking hard because the game was so fucking competitive. Like, you couldn't lose. Like, my uncles that I haven't seen in years, you know what I mean? Because they were living here for a little bit. They ended up getting deported, getting sent back. So I'm like, Theo, I haven't seen you in a minute. How you been? You know, it's all good. And so we're playing, we're playing soccer. But he's like, sobrino, you know, dog. He's going hard.
Wow.
Like we're not about to lose a game in the hood in front of everybody.
Especially soccer. You know how we do with
That's
soccer.
What I'm saying. In front of everybody, like the whole hood is out because you know what I mean. Like I said, those lights haven't been on in God knows how long. And
wow.
They're like, what? Who's here? And it's like we're just gonna play one game. Y'all can have it after. So it was like, what? You know, everybody's just,
going nuts,
bro. So it just was. That's another one, man. That was a great. I wish we would have got more footage of that. Honestly, we were so into the fucking vibe and the feeling of it that we didn't even really film much of it, dog. It was just like so amazing to see so many beautiful people like from the hood coming out, and like literally it was like walking with a bunch of kids, dog. It was like walking and
that's
like,
amazing.
Yeah,
bro.
A bunch of kids behind us.
That's amazing.
They're like, we want to play soccer, and everyone's like, man, it's just. Wow, what an experience that was.
You know, that's incredible, dog. Just to talk about that, just to have that under your belt, dog. Just to be able to be like, you know what, I went to Peru and I did these many shows and I inspired these many people and we did this and this and that. So, you know, that's definitely something that people need to hear and, you know what I mean, be inspired by, man. You know what I'm saying? If people don't haven't traveled, man, you better travel, man.
Yeah.
Life is only one. Travel. And go out there and explore. Life is about exploring, you know what I'm saying? So besides that archive, you know what I'm saying? I know more Peru stories. We'll get to that, you know what I mean? But besides that, you know what I'm saying? I know your journey. We were talking about when you were in high school and you had your crew and all that, you know what I'm saying? And you guys did your first EP in high school.
Yes.
I want you to elaborate a little bit more on that EP. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys didn't have no hooks, nothing like that. You had to just go back and forth with the mic. But you know what I'm saying? How did that impact the people around you when you made that? You know what I'm saying? I know you talked about, okay, I want people to remember me when I left high school that I made this EP, but how did you impact people? And how did you notice you impacted people when you made that EP in high school?
I'm glad you
asked. Or the album.
I'm glad you asked me that, my man, because you know what? Looking back at that last interview, I didn't get to shout out completely the whole crew and needs to be shot out 100%. I said Cider X, which was the homie. He was in the crew, also Chamber Records. But we can't forget my boy Tremone. He'd be mad at me because they're twins. Tremone, my boy Tremendous. My boy Tremendous. And rest in peace, Days One. I got to say that. That was the most important thing. Days One, I don't know, you'd be like, motherfucker, you didn't shoot me out. I'm shouting you out right now, Papa. Rest in peace. My boy that we were like rap buddies in high school. And, like I said, this was a big deal, like for our city in a sense of, I don't want to make it like, oh, our moves were like the city moves. It's not like that. My point is we were so fucking inspired by the movement of hip hop that it was just contagious around us, bro.
Wow.
At the end of the day. And we had a lot of other MCs come out and just want to be a part of the group. You know what I mean? Because the movement was strong. You know what I mean? The movement was strong. So we were able to expand on that level. But that album, without that album, I would not be able to have like my foundation as an MC that I do today, because without that shit, you don't want to make a fucking album that hard until you make one on a karaoke machine. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
wow.
How hard do you want to rap? how hard do you want an album? How hard do
Yes.
you want to make a song? You know what I mean? And that was probably the most important thing of my journey was before I even got on the mic, man, I got fucked around so much. Like so many people claim they were about it. I got lied to. Fucking, oh, I got a studio. Bullshit. You know what I mean? You go, and then not really popping. You know? I remember one guy, I don't want to say his name, because he's still one of the homies, but, but
You don't know.
That motherfucker lied, like, oh, I got to sit at the house, because his dad was like into, like, he's like a Christian musician or whatever, and so he had a studio where they were making Christian music. They heard our shit, like, we were trying to record, they're like, nope. Not in our studio.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So not like he didn't have one, but we weren't allowed. You know what I mean?
To do what you wanted to do.
Yeah, so that and like just all the like all those things that probably would discourage any other young man to not want to keep going. But if your soul is lit and you're with ambition to make something creative, bro, you gotta follow that, because if you do not follow that, I promise you, it'll be turned into a pit. As opposed into a fire, it turns into a pit. And it turns into something that you start to fucking eat at you every day, I feel. Because all the days that I don't make music where I feel like I should, that's the days I feel that shit. You know what I mean? And I know that feeling derives from wanting to be great at something. You know what I mean? And if you don't have that feeling, to want to be great at something, honestly, I think you're more blessed. They say ignorance is bliss. That's a real thing, because wanting to be great is a torturous feeling.
Yeah.
You know, it's fucking constantly having to get off your ass when you could just be chilling.
Yeah.
You know, you're constantly having to do something when you could just fucking relax. But
yeah, it's
like a tick that continues to, you know, pick at you. So, but without that, it wouldn't make you who you are, bro. So be grateful for it. That's
so
what
I asked you this question, and would you rather be great or mediocre?
Oh, great, baby, all day.
You know what I'm saying?
If it hurts.
100%. So I feel like whatever we do as far as artists is to get to that pinnacle of being great. Not only being great for everybody else, but be great for yourself. You know what I mean? Where it counts the most.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you're already great. You know what I mean? You're definitely great at what you do. Man. Oh no, you're definitely great. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I have that opinion about myself. I think I'm great. But I think you're definitely great. You know what I mean? In what you do and what you represent, you know what I'm saying, and what you're doing. You know what I mean? You're a big inspiration to a lot of people that maybe that want to give up, that don't want to keep doing it no more. But you have 18 years in the business.
Yes.
18 years in the business. And 18 years in the business, you know what I'm saying? That's a long time. It's longevity. So you have to give it up to my boy Arkyve for being in the game for 18 years and still going strong. My man. You know what I mean? Still going strong. It's not going away. It's going better. It's going bigger, and it's going greater. So
check it out, though.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
No.
I just want to say something, touching on what you said.
Most definitely.
Real quick. Exactly that, though, because I have people around me that, you know, you grow up, you said 18 years. Not everybody you started with is still fucking with you, or not even fucking with you, just fucking with music in general for themselves.
100%.
You know, some people give up, fall
Either
astray.
You love this or not. What do you want to do?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And something I said in the first podcast, I had a homegirl reach out to me that hasn't reached out to me in years.
Wow.
But over that, what I said about music, about being able to let it go, being able to walk away from it, because you can't let it torture you at the same time. You can't let it like fucking keep you captive. You know what I mean? So to the point where it's like, I don't know what else to do with my life. No. Be confident in any direction you step in.
100%.
You know what I mean? My point is, when you have that feeling, that calling to want to be an artist, just do yourself the favor and give yourself a little bit of time every other day, if not every day, to create something. Like I said, even if it's sitting down for a little bit and just scribbling some shit. You know what I mean?
100%.
But it's better than not doing shit and not you know, coming to the call of music. You know what I mean? If you let that fall astray, you start feeling something's missing in your life. I know that from personal experience. So if you feel like, what the fuck's missing in my life, you don't know why, but you used to be a rapper or artist or something like that, maybe tap back into the music. Maybe tap back into your creativity, what makes your soul happy.
100%. A lot of people forget that. A lot of people try to make everybody else happy, or, you know what I'm saying, you try to go to your job, you try to do this, you try to do that, but at the end of the day, you forget about your passions and your dreams and your aspirations. I feel that's very important. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about those things, man. Don't forget about what's calling you, what's, you know what I mean, taking you to that better, you know what I mean, better self-being, you know what I'm saying, I feel like that if that's calling you, something's calling you, you go for it and you follow it 100%, you know what I mean? For you, arkyve, you know what I'm saying, you know, I always wanted to ask you, you know what I'm saying, you know, what drives you to be the person that you are today? You know what I'm saying? Because we talked about that before, but you know what I mean? We're talking about 18 years in the mix, you know what I'm saying? And you keep going, you know what I mean? That's something like Nipsey Hussle said, you know what I'm saying? There's a marathon, you know what I mean? And you keep going through that marathon. So what keeps you inside that marathon and keep running and keep going towards that goal, you know what I'm saying, that you're trying to inspire and also inspire people?
Wow. Check this out, man. Just as you said that, I'm like trying not to overthink this answer because I'm thinking about answering the first thing that came to mind. And to be 100% honest with you, it's a natural feeling. I don't want to make it sound like some weird shit like, oh, like I'm so blessed, I'm so gifted but it's like that. I wake up every day wanting to do it. And I said it to myself already. When I don't feel that shit no more, I'm gonna walk away, dog. You know what I mean? Like, cause that motherfucker kind of tortures me. You know what I mean? Like that for not for nothing. You know what I mean? Like that feeling of wanting to continue to make music and be in the scene and be seen and be heard and continue to be creative. It's so dominant that the day that it's not there, I'm probably just gonna be like, oh, there it is, it's gone. Fuck. Yeah. Good riddance. You know, I'm like, oh shit. But if it doesn't go away, I gotta just accept that's just who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? That's just who I am. And you know what? I asked a homegirl, I was like, yo, wish me luck before the podcast. I think actually it was the same homegirl that was like, yo, this old music. She's like, you don't need that. And you were born with this. You can do this. You don't need to do that. And so when it's that natural, deep in the bones, in the DNA, you gotta just accept it and learn how to navigate through it without it making you crazy.
100%. One question I wanted to ask you. So, is it harder to create music now, or is it easier, or was it easier back then? How do you feel about creating music at this point in your life after, you know what I'm saying? Because we're going longevity in this thing. You know what I'm saying? Remember this. My boy's been in the game for 18 years. That's longevity. That's him waking up every day, going about his craft and believing in himself. Remember that. You know what I mean? It's not just longevity just because he wanted to, or just rap, whatever. Nah. This is him believing in himself. You know what I'm saying? So I want him to elaborate on what I just asked him.
You know what? Is it harder or easier? Man, I don't even know, bro. That's a good question. Honestly, because coming up, there was a lot of crew energy. There was a lot of I was good to have a lot of rappers around me. It was I think it was for me. I felt it was necessary to sharpen the sword. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, you need to have fools that are just as good, or or better, that could challenge you. You know what I mean? So those sessions were fun as fuck. But then now I think about,
And you've been in a lot of alone sessions because you have your own studio now.
What I'm saying. And those sessions when I'm by myself, were they tougher than the ones fucking rapping with homies? Damn, dog. I don't know. I had to really sit and marinate about that one. But off top, I got to say it's a little bit harder by myself, to be honest, because it's all on me, bro. Like, I want to write a classic. I want to write like something that's gonna be in stone. I want to write the next fucking huge hit. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of pressure on myself. I bet that you put on yourself. You don't have to. You could just write whatever. But if you want to do great things, I mean, you obviously got to put the pressure on yourself. But those sessions when you're with the homies are like almost pressure free in a way, other than wanting to smoke the homies. Like, oh, I'm gonna dust these fools. You know what I mean? Other than wanting to serve the homies, like in that way, like I'm gonna be the best motherfucker on this track. Other than that, but that's like a fun motivation. It's not that much pressure. It's more like, ooh, it's like an adrenaline. You know what I mean?
That's dope. Yeah. Another thing I wanted to ask you, and this is gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take it where either it's kind of fun or kind of dangerous, right?
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? Obviously, you've been in the game for 18 years, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's a blessing. Remember that. It's a blessing to be in the game for 18 years and have people fuck with you on a high level. So, you know what I mean? Through your 18 years of being in the game, you know what I mean? What was your craziest moment, right? Where you experienced the most craziest shit, maybe one of your life shows, It could have been in Peru. It could have been anywhere. I know you told us about your story in Peru, but maybe in Cali. What was your craziest experience?
In Cali.
Yeah, and doing a live show in Cali. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you right now, like I said, I'll just answer the first thing that comes to mind. First thing comes to mind is this one show. I'll never forget it. And I'm not sure exactly what happened to me.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to me, bro. I'm not sure if I got... I can't even explain. So, okay. So, it's like this. I don't know if y'all know about Urban Underground. I don't know if you've been rapping long enough to know, but I don't know if you know about Urban Underground. GG. I know my boy MZ1 knows. He's over there smiling.
MC1 knows. He knows.
I know he does. But... okay, prior to the the Urban Underground was always Urban Underground, but they were at the airliner. But prior to the airliner, there was a place called Zen Sushi. I don't know if you remember Zen Sushi. Okay, yeah, it was in Los Feliz, I think, right?
Wow.
Yeah, my boy was smiling. He knows. So we used to rock. It's a sushi bar with 3 stages. Actually, that motherfucker was 2 stories.
Wow.
Yeah, he had like a stage upstairs. He had fucking 2 down. So it was a cracking spot. And the homegirl had just turned it out to make it this hip hop fucking extravaganza spot every Friday.
Dope.
Yeah, and she started out there, and we used to rock the fuck out of that spot. And when I started coming up, like I was still working for my dad at the time. I do paint. If anybody needs their house painted, by the way, I do have free estimates.
Hey.
That's that's a side hustle right there. But anyway, I had been working when I was getting making my chops, still getting my skills down. I was working for my dad, and those days were long as fuck, man. Hard days, up early, just working your ass off. But hey, bro, I still want to be a rapper, so I'm like painter by day, rapper by night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like working your ass off, construction style, all day, and then at night you gotta go fucking rhyme with J-Roz or whatever. And so I literally had a show with J-Roz that night, and I was like, fuck, man. The homegirl, and I was like, holy shit, I'm so fucking wiped out. I was like in awe of how wiped out I was, right?
Man.
And I was like, holy fuck, I must fucking love hip hop because I'm here, bro. I was like just in awe of myself as far as like how tired I was, bro. I was like, holy fuck, I am so tired. But I'm like, but I'm about to go up in 15 minutes and I'm not no bitch, bro. I'm gonna do my set and we're gonna do this, right? And just fucking whatever. And I don't know what happened, bro. I remember J-Roz was rapping, and she goes, on arkyve, come up, whatever. I think she was introducing me to go up next, and literally, I went into some, like, level of fucking, tiredness, bro. I was, like, in Zen mode. I was in Zen Sushi going in Zen mode, and I felt like my body was reverberating. I was like, am I going to fucking pass out? I have a seizure? Yeah, I'm like, am I that tired? I was like, ugh. But I rapped through it. It was a weird thing. Like I was like, my mind was going. I was doing my verse. I was ripping and dipping, slipping and dipping, I was doing my whole thing, and I was like thinking about how I was probably gonna die at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just my verse was just that rehearsed that I guess like my mouth could say it and my fucking brain could be somewhere else, and I was like, holy fuck, am I gonna die on the mic? I'm like, and I think to myself, I was like, this would probably be a cool death. And boom, 360. Ooh, man, bro. Came back too. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, arkyve. And people were like, yeah. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, did I do it? Did I rap? I was like, did I get it? I didn't die? I'm like, whew. And I just walked off the stage. I was like, holy shit, that was the craziest set
That's crazy.
I ever did. I'm like, I was just in another realm. When you
were just in the zone.
Just tired, zoned out, determined, motivated, and just like, fuck it. Whatever happens when I go through that portal is whatever happens, and this is where I end up.
I know I asked you this before, and one of the most important questions that I always ask artists, you know what I'm saying? And, this is a motivational podcast. You know what I mean? We try to motivate the next, artists, that maybe, feeling like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore, or I'm not getting the feedback that I should be getting, or I'm not, getting enough fans as I should be getting. So how do you get, being in the game for so long, you know what I'm saying? I know you elaborated on this on the last podcast, but I wanted this to be set in stone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do you what inspires you? What do you do to get inspired? What do you do to get motivated? I know you told me about a couple books, a couple things that you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean. I know this. We're talking about 18 years in the game. What keeps you going and what keeps you inspired on this craft that we call hip hop? What keeps you inspired?
Well, reading helps for sure.
Definitely,
reading helps because it helps you open up portals in your mind you didn't know were there.
100%.
And there's a lot of shit sitting in your mind dormant as fuck, like that can help you unlock some.
So reading, guys. Yeah. Remember,
number one tip: just read shit.
Read
interesting. So it could even be whatever. But I think I'm a self-help book motherfucker. I love a good self-help.
Three top books.
My 3 top books for sure. Like I said, War of Art.
I'm reading that.
The War of Art, 100%. I like the what's the one that I have, babe, at the house? Oh, I like that Power book, the 50 Laws of Power.
I need to read that one too, by 50 Cent or
no, but I forgot who the author is, but it's not 50 Cent.
Green, something Green, right?
Yeah, something Green.
Yes.
Robert Greene, I think.
Robert Greene. It is Robert Greene.
I believe so. That's number 2. That one's good.
That one's a good book.
And number 3. Never Take the Free Lunch. That's a good one.
Oh, wow.
No.
MC1 has a couple under his belt.
He's like, hold on. No. Where's the one that I really enjoy, bro? I would read it over and over. I can't even remember it now. Fuck.
What is it about?
It's basically about making money and how to manage your money. Wow, what the fuck's the name of that?
It's not Think a Girl Rich, right?
No. But that's a good book too, honestly.
That's a good book,
yeah. It's a book you should probably have read through once in your life if you want to.
But the main point is read books.
Yeah, read books. If I come back to that, I remember that. But anyway, start with the reading the books, because it'll help you unlock. Because you know what? When you do so much writing, it's good to see other people's writing.
100%.
Read other people's writing.
Yeah.
And just be on that level of just like, okay, this motherfucker's making this point. Because you know what? One thing I learned from the SBRCs is that every fucking rap, every good song is not a story, but you get it takes you somewhere. You learn where it's taking you, and you get it when you're done, listening to it. And my point is because it was written in a way where you could make to understand. And I like I said in my first time in the podcast, I really didn't take my songwriting that serious. I just wanted to rhyme. I just wanted to be a sick ass.
Yes.
Even if it was like scribble, describe it, whatever the fuck it was.
And then later on in life,
I'll make sense of it later. But like, I just wanted to fucking rap my ass off. You know what I mean? And so it wasn't like I need to make a point. But at the end of the day, the most successful men or women or whatever, the most successful people in music are the ones that can get their point across.
100%.
You gotta work that. You gotta whittle that, bro. You gotta figure out how to do that because that's where I'm at. Even 18 years in the game.
Still learning.
Still
going hard.
And you know what? Maybe my best music hasn't even been made yet. And I feel
100%.
And I feel that way.
100%.
Why? Because music technology is getting better. I'm getting better. My topics are getting better. My outlook's getting better.
Your mind is getting better.
My mind's getting better. My
vocabulary is getting better.
My vocabulary and my assurance of me wanting to be in the game is getting better. And understanding that I want to be in it forever is getting better. So it's just all those things add up to a powerful potion. Yes.
So arkyve. Yeah. So what was the funniest what I mean, situation for you while you were either in tour doing music, what I mean, just being live doing your thing? What was the most funniest?
You know what? It goes back to like I said, I don't know if I said earlier, but a story that I didn't want to say. I didn't really put it out there, but but like I said, it was like a Biggie Smalls thing. If Biggie Smalls is like I said, if I'm scared to write it or if I'm scared to say it, I should probably say it and do it. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna tell it. I ain't gonna say no names, but this is a funny. I mean, I guess it is what it is. So, all right, we're taking you back to Peru. We're back on the tour, right? And so, like I said earlier, I don't know if you remember, but when I had originally asked my homie Matthew Elias, I said, hey, come with me to Peru. I got you. Just film my shit, be my videographer because he's a good videographer and all that. But he's also a good rapper. But he does both, you know what I mean? So I was like, this will be perfect to take. He can do both, whatever. And he was like, you know what? I'll roll. Let's do this. But I don't want to go as a videographer. I want to go as a rapper. I go, oh shit, all right. He's like, I'm gonna bring the homie to do all that. I said, oh, cool. Now I got another homie I can rap with. And I got another guy that's going to be filming everything. So I'm like, that's cool. That's going to work out. So he goes, okay, we're gonna be. I had an interview at the beachside shop that night to like kind of promote the tour going out to Peru, and he's like, I'm gonna bring the homie so you can meet him. I go, okay, cool. This motherfucker, meet him. He's a cool guy, but he's a huge dude. He's a big motherfucker, tall guy, big dude.
Shaq.
Yeah, he's a big Shaq motherfucker, and he was just like, the first comment he made was literally like, damn, I can't wait to go to Peru to get fucking Scarface the fuck out. And I was like, oh no. I go, man, you brought a drug addict on tour with me. I'm like, oh, here we go. I go, oh man, I'm like, I hope he's good at his job. I mean, I don't care if he does what he does as long as he takes care of his business.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I don't give a fuck. As long as he's well, nice and well to do what he's gonna do. So, he's like, yeah, man, I can take care of mine, whatever. I don't give a fuck, So I'm like, okay, let's see what he got. You know what I mean? And so sure enough, we're on that 8-hour plane ride to Peru. Boom, we're going. Dog, we're all overseas. We end up in Peru. It's all good. First show goes without a hitch. Filming, everything all good. Second show on and popping, everything great. And then around the third show or so, he was like, all right, man. He started itching, like scratching his neck and shit. And he's like, man. Yeah, man, I need to get on that. Dog. I need to get some of that. With that Peruvian flake.
Where's that cocoa leaf at, nigga?
With that Peruvian flake. Yeah, that's the only reason I came. I'm like, I know this motherfucker. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, what do you want me to tell you?
Take it to Turkey or take it to the hood?
I'm thinking, I'm like, where can I take this for? I'm like, I don't know. So I go, oh, you know what? I'll take him to a strip club. Let's go to the strip club. Let's go see what we can do. So we go to the strip club, whatever, and it's actually like not that of a cheap of a strip club. I'm like, I don't know if they smelled Americans on us right away, or if they just knew we were like, but they were like, this motherfucker got money. So we were getting charged like pretty hard for everything. We're like, what the fuck? Where is this place? This fool, feeling like he is, he goes in the restroom and just like hits up some, some cuadrero, some fool out the block. You know what I mean? And he's like, yo, shoot me that, whatever. He ends up going and he does all that shit, and he's like, what is this shit, bro? This is fucking, and I'm pretty sure it was some stepped on shit, like some guy from fucking some low down dude that like probably put some shit in it, whatever, and like to make money, poor guy, he probably split a dub into fucking 15 sacks.
Yes, bro.
You know what I mean? Like this guy, who knows what he was getting, bro? So this guy, he's like talking mad shit, like, bro, I get better fucking shit than this in fucking LA, bro. Talking all that madness, right?
Yeah.
He's like, this, what the fuck is this, bro? I came to Peru. So I'm like, whatever, fool.
I didn't get it for you, dog.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever, fool. I don't need, what am I gonna tell him? You know what I mean? So skip a couple days past. Like I said, I'm not gonna go to Peru without seeing my family. So we go to see my family, like I said, in the hood prior to that soccer story. And we're at the family party eating ají de gallina and carapulca con arroz blanco.
Qué rico.
You know what I mean? We're out here with the family making food, and I'm with my uncles that are heavy hitters.
You feel me?
And this one starts going off in Spanish, like, bro, this shit is trash out here, bro. This shit is trash, bro. Fucking, I snort better in LA than Peru. My uncle's like, word? Like, what? Like, no, my uncle had to nudge me a couple times, like, who's this fool?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's my home. I don't know. I'm like, that's my homie's homie.
I
don't even know that fool like that or whatever. He's like, this fool talking shit? I got this fool. He's like, all right. He's like, all right, fool, give me money then. He's like, give me some money. He's like, all right, fool, I'll give you, like, boom, start them 50 bones. And then $50 in American money is like $150 in Peru. Like I said, the currency rises by three times.
Yeah.
So I don't know where my uncle goes. Like, he's gone like 5 minutes. Okay. 6 minutes and a half. And he comes back with like a fucking, boom, the handshake, and the homies. Like, I see the look on this fool's face, and he's like, he's happy, he's satisfied with how much he has in his palm. Wow. And I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And so that's that. And I look at him like, well, you didn't give him crazy, right? I'm like, I had to go back home with this fool. Like, fuck this fool up. He's like, nah, he's fine. He'll be all right. I'm like, oh shit, okay. So we out of the whole time we were spending there, we wanted to do like a music video type of deal, like where we're gonna rent out like a dope fucking a hotel and shit, and like on the beach side of Peru with the view and everything, do a dope little thing. So he takes it as like, oh, this is my time to do my whole thing. Like I'm gonna fucking try my my coke that I just bought from your uncle, or supposedly from my uncle. And that he was just like, I'm just gonna do this. I'm like,
yo, Peruvians are known for this shit. So don't judge. Don't judge, motherfuckers. Listen,
I'm gonna finish up the story in a positive light. I promise you, but because it's not all of us. It's not all of it. Is it a part of our culture? Yes, and I'll tell you why. But anyway, okay. So check out. So this fool goes and he does this shit, right? And so he's going ham with it. And I by just looking at him, I'm like, bro, I don't know how much you do in LA, but you need to slow the fuck down. I mean, this is some Peruvian shit. Like this is I know he would. I don't think he understood that what he did in that restroom was from a low-level guy that's trying to make some fucking money on the street, as opposed to a guy that has a real cut. You know what I mean? Like just there's a big difference. You know what I mean? And so he's going off with his shit, and I'm like, oh fuck, bro, and fucking sure enough, bro, he's just like, thank God he didn't start flopping out
like a dolphin,
like a fucking dolphin, a fucking fish out of water, bro. But he's doing that. He's like fucking, and he's remember, he's a big boy. Remember, he's a big boy.
Yo,
so he's like, and I hear those fucking big old thunderous fucking thumpy ass. He's in his big old hollow chest.
And you're just looking at him like, yeah.
I'm like, that's what you get for talking shit. No, but I say that I don't want it to happen to him, though. I'm like, come on, bro. I mean, he's gonna, first of all, I don't want to die. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ.
Overseas special.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, and this is going to happen for, and, no, you know where that goes.
Yeah.
And fuck. Do the math, dog. We're in Peru. We're American. This one dies on coke. You're like, oh, fuck, dog. Like, it's over. Like, none of us are seeing home for a long time. So I'm like, oh hell, this was about to, go right now. So I'm like, oh shit. So we start throwing water on this fool. We're like, oh fuck, we'll calm the fuck down, bro. Like, he's like pounding. He's like fucking no. I'm like, he's like the homie from fucking Fear Nothing Last Night.
I see the light.
I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, holy shit. So we take him back to the room. We're like, fuck, hopefully he just calms down, he just lays down, relaxes, maybe just lower his heart rate or some shit. And he's in his room, bro, and like whatever, we all go back to our room kind of scared and shit, you know what I mean? And so sure enough, though, like an hour into that, he just knocks on my door. He's like, man, he's like, I need you, doc, I need you. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, you gotta take me to the hospital, like right now.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh man, for real? And like, damn. He's like, I don't, like, you can't just go. He's like, Cause
like, you can't just go.
No, because I don't want to get busted with this cat. You know what I mean? Yeah. Peru's crazy. Sometimes you're like, where's the drugs? Fuck, you don't know. You know what I mean? Like the guy said, as long as you guys don't got no hard shit. Remember, I was like, all right, cool with the weed. I'm like, we're good. But now we're in different territory.
Now you're in different territory.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm scared, bro. I'm like, bro, we can get busted. Like, military's gonna come up here and fuck us all up. You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck. Cause they ain't like that. We don't got no rights over here, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to know that. So
California.
Yeah, they in California. So he's like, bro, I don't know enough Spanish. He does speak Spanish, but it's Mexican Spanish and not like well spoken either. Like, he doesn't speak well Mexican for any Mexican. You know what I mean? Like, even his Mexican sucks. Yeah. So fucking,
fuck.
You know what I mean? So he's not gonna, good luck talking to Peruvian. Like, ¿qué pasó con tu madre? He's gonna be like, I don't know, no sé.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna be fucking, the guy's having a heart attack at the same time. Yeah. So I'm like, fuck, bro. Okay, I gotta go with this fool. He's like, bro, you gotta come with me. You're the only one who knows the Spanish. Nobody knows Spanish as well as I do, that way we do. So I go, fuck, bro. Of course, you gotta do it.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
My heart was compelled to do so. I was like, let's go. I gotta let my homie die right here.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know this that well, but whatever.
Like the other homie, bro.
I'm gonna let him bring us all down. Oh shit! I got another one after that. Hopefully, I have time. But anyway, so long story short, we go to the fucking. Of course, like I said, it's taxi style. I'm outside with the fucking guy. It's like 4 a.m. in Peru, but it might as well be like 2 p.m. because same shit. Everyone's out, and I'm like flagging down a taxi to take this man to the hospital, and we're like, he's like, oh, he's just like, oh, he doesn't feel well. I can hear him, groaning or whatnot. We make it to the fucking hospital, and it's quick. The medical service in Peru is actually very well.
Because they're probably used to it.
Probably. I don't know.
Probably used to motherfuckers coming in.
He got lucky or whatever. I don't know. But he was quick and he got in. And it was funny because like the nurse was like doing all his shit or whatever. She's like, like, what the fuck's up with you guys? We're like, nothing. Like, we're just here from Los Angeles. Cause like, the heck, she already knew. She knows when people are from California or any like, any place in Los Angeles or like United States, and you come in that time with those problems, with that elevated heart rate, and it's 4 a.m. and it's like, they know what's up.
They know what's
nurses
up,
have
They know what to give you.
They're like,
this
motherfucker.
Yeah.
So, long story short, fucking the doctor finally comes in, right? Some cool ass perucho dog, chill ass shaggy hair. I'm like, this was a doctor? He looks chill. And he's like, causa. He's like, already looking at me like, he's a hood ass fool. He's like, ¿Qué pasó con tu gordito? And I'm like, the homie was big, right? And he's like, because the homie was like, dog, I'm going to have a heart attack. He's like, you're not going to have a heart attack. He's like, you need to fucking slow down on the eating, my man. He's like, he's like, you're not having a heart attack. You're just overweight. He's like, you're just having a panic attack. He's like,
no coma cosa, no coma causa.
Yeah, he's like, the shit you're eating is going to kill you faster than the drugs you're doing. He's like, calm down. Don't worry. He's like, your heart rate is fine. You're having a panic attack, just
wow.
Relax. So he was so down to earth, like with the business. And so at the end of the day, they let us go and all that shit. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? This is crazy. That's what you get, motherfucker. You talk your shit, and now you're like, we're in the hospital. And they ended up being, can you kick that out of the hospital for you just being too fat?
Oh my God, bro. That's a good one.
That's how that one went, man.
You know what I mean?
Peru,
Peru's lethal, dog. Peru's lethal. You'll
lethal.
get what you want to get. Trust me. But be careful.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, be careful what you ask for. Because in Peru, you'll get that.
But listen, I'm gonna leave you with one last one.
If you know people.
If you know people, you'll be all right. But still, don't overdo it. Because that's still, at the end of the day, it's on your hand. Oh, real quick, before I end up with the drug stuff, because I want to say, I'm going to make a point about this. The same uncle that got that for the homie, he made me, because I was like surprised that he did that. I was like, we don't, our family's a clean family. We don't fuck around. So we understand one thing in Peru, and that Peru grows cocaine because cocaine grows fruitfully in Peru. It doesn't grow much places else as fruitfully as it does in Peru. And my family understands.
And cocaine's a staple.
Yes, and cocaine
in Peru,
and because not just from the cocaine of it being processed into cocaine, we use it a bunch of stuff other than that shit. It's like the coca
for our
leaves,
bones, remember?
For our bones, for the teas, for a bunch of stuff, medicines. There's a bunch of medicinal purposes to the coca leaf. So this is what people get misconstrued. And this is one thing that I want to clarify, that I don't even mind that it is this way. So the stereotype is that Colombia is the drug coca king. And that's fine, because you know what Colombia does?
Or Bolivia. I heard
Bolivia. Or Bolivia, all that. But you know what they do? Because they are famous for processing it into powder. We don't do that. Peru does not do that. Peru, we grow the leaf. We're peaceful people. You know why? Peru?
And we got shops of leaves.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We grow the leaf because we don't care for the warfare. Being my tío told me this. He goes, Manolito, don't feel no way about the coca. He's like, it just happens to be our main export. He goes, if coffee or if cinnamon or another export was our main export, we'd be the shit at that too.
Yeah.
But guess what grows a
Plentiful.
lot? Guess what grows a lot in Peru? Plentiful in Peru. Guess what does? The coca leaf. So unfortunately, we are dealt with. That's what our people process. That's our family.
And that gives the opportunity for a lot of people in the hood, in
Correct.
the dirt, to get a little money.
Correct. And so this is the difference. We're doing with the paste. We're doing with the liquid of the coca. So my opinion is that because I don't know the facts, but my opinion is that the warfare and all that shit where people get shot over kilos is where the powder's made. We don't make the powder in Peru. We just give y'all motherfuckers the leaves. We give y'all the liquid. You know what I mean? Or the whatever. It's the all the stuff that gets broken down into powder and becomes a crime or whatever. That shit happens elsewhere.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so that's what my uncle was trying to make me understand. So he's always out. So when I give your homie that sack, he said, "Don't feel no way." he's like, "Don't worry about that." He's like, that this is just what we have over here. This is one of our main exports, and this is how some of the family makes money. So.
Yeah, man, that's super dope. You know what I'm saying? For people to actually know the history behind, you know what I mean, the biggest you know what I mean,
our biggest export because we have corn, a lot of corn and potato.
Potato is plentiful in Peru, but not only in Peru. You're talking about Bolivia, you're talking about Colombia, you're talking about Chile, you're talking about majority of South America. Yeah, you know what I mean, that this girl's plentiful, you know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean, gets a bad rap. And here in the United States, for what reason? Because of social media and what everybody else tells you that is bad. But in reality, it's grown from the earth. So when anything that grows from the earth, it can't be that bad.
Well, listen, I mean, cocaine is horrible. Like cocaine is bad for
broken
you.
Down.
Yeah,
broken down, and
let's be real. Let's be real. But the coca plant shouldn't be demonized. Like it shouldn't that should not be demonized because. In Peru, it's very medicinal, not just for the facts that it make the coca tea and all
for
that
pain,
stuff.
for a lot of things.
Not just for medicines, but mainly for the people that use it are the people from the Andes. The people from the Andes that use coca, like they use coca pockets. It's like how people Americans or any whatever do the like tobacco in the mouth. They hold a pocket of coca leaves in their mouth and they just like suck on the juice.
Yeah, suck on the juice.
And that gives you fucking, infinite energy. But that's because they're working high altitude elevation and hard, treacherous work.
Especially in Bolivia.
Hard, treacherous, yeah. But all that. Because we're all border. Bolivia,
Peru,
Colombia, we're all border and it's all high altitude stuff. So, yeah, you need that stuff more than anybody would need it out here. Out here, it's for party time. You know what I mean? But
100%.
Over there, it's for a way of life. You know what I mean? So they can get through their fucking day.
Yeah. It's crazy how fast we went through this podcast. You know what I mean? But we're at mostly at the end of our podcast. But
okay. Can I leave you with one story real quick?
No. I want you to leave me. That's exactly what I was going to ask you. I just remembered
it, and I feel like it should be told.
100%. And
I'll try to get through it quick.
Let's get it.
Okay, quick. All right. When we were in Peru, also, in between the time, we had a little bit of time off. The time off we had, my dad wanted to go see Lunahuaná. Now, Lunahuaná is a city in Peru that's a small village with a river vein running
I heard
through
about that. I seen that.
Yes, gorgeous. Now, it's a wine town. So there's like small wine vineyards. Wow. And it's homes, it's like your home vineyard. So each house has their own wine. Like imagine your backyard.
That's incredible.
Imagine your backyard with a bunch of vines or a bunch of grapes, and then you have your Nueve Mil wine.
9, yeah.
Nueve Mil wine. You know what I mean? MC1 wine. It's your backyard, dog. It's your own brand
dope.
From your shit. You know what I mean? And on top of that, they have restaurants in those houses, so you can go eat their food
and drink the wine
and drink their wine from their pad. Bro.
Wow.
Like how much more home could it get, dog?
That's
you
dope.
leave there feeling so fucking glowing. Your body's glowing of like how much home culture. How much of that feeling you get of like that home feeling of like I'm home somewhere. So anyway, we go and we visit, right? And what they're famous for too, because they have a river running through it, is white river rafting. There's like a bunch of shit right there. Yeah, there's a bunch of shops. You just go and you rent out. Like it's a kind of TJ in that way. Like there's like spots and you just like rent out a fucking raft or things, and the homie takes you down the river. And you pay for how much, whatever. You want the easy one, the middle one, and the hard one. So we're like, all right, my dad was like, I'm going to roll. I'm like, what? Pops is old. He never wants to roll. But I'm like, all right, fuck it. Let's go. So we choose the middle one. We don't want to go to the easy one, but we don't want to go too hard.
Pops is old, but he's young.
Yeah, but he's young. He's young at the heart.
In the soul.
Class 3.
Yeah.
I know his pops, by the way. G, a gentleman, old school dude. Reminds me of my pops. My pops passed away. Old school. Dope dude. It's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? To even have him around. Old school G.
Young man at heart. So
100%.
He's like, let's do this. So they start strapping us up, getting ready to go on this river, on this raft, right? We're like fucking getting all our shit, our paddles, our fucking, the stuff you put on, the floaty shit. And we get going. Boom. They set us off. God, river's going off great. Everything's going good. and it's a full raft of all men, because my Yuko's with us, my dad, Matthew, the homie for that I told you about with the story, my brother, and like some other dude. So it's full fucking men, and we're struggling, bro. We are having a hard time paddling to maintain position, like to stay in the, like to we're supposed to stay in the middle of the shit. We're having a hard time. We're like, damn, and this is a fucking like 8 men, bro, power. I go, the fuck? I look around, there's girls, like full blown, like full girl, like little girls and ladies up in rafts and shit, like next to us.
Yeah.
And I start thinking to myself, I go, damn, how the fuck is it possible that they can manage the raft and we're having a trouble, and it's like 8 full-grown men?
Yeah.
This is crazy, right? This is nuts. So as we start getting going, the trail starts getting a little bit more rough. As I look, bro, I look to the left of me. I see a group of like females, little girls, bro, females and a mom or whatever, like two moms or like female ladies that look like mothers on there.
Yeah.
I look back again. I see a bunch of floating caps in the water. Bloop, 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 bloop. I just see a bunch of caps, bro, a bunch of helmets in the middle of the water of a floating river.
No way.
I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? I look around, bro. There's nothing but like little girls struggling in the river. It's getting ready to go into the hard, like where it's gonna go fucking like fucking whatever, like, you know, the most hardest rivers that exist. There's a bunch of little girls floating around all around us, bro. A bunch of little girls floating around. We're 8 men in a raft, bro, and we're like, what's going on? And we look ahead, and it's about to get treacherous. We can tell. You can tell the rivers are getting, the currents going.
What?
I'm like, what do we do? You know what I mean? Oh, the other guy. I'm talking about the other guy. The other guy is the main guy, the guide. And we tell him in Spanish. We go, hey, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? He goes, estás bien. He's like, he's basically trying to tell us we're all good, you're fine, they're gonna be okay. And we're like, wait a minute, but no one's going in to help them. How are they gonna be okay? He's like, they're gonna be fine. And he's getting like pissed, like, they're gonna be fine, bro. Like leave it alone already. He commented this. After he said that, he goes, dead people don't pay. Los muertos no pagan. He basically said that. Who cares if they're gonna die? They're not gonna end up paying anyway. Let them fucking die. Let them die, bro.
Wow. So
we're seeing little girls, little Peruvian girls, bro. They're just fucking. We're like, what the fuck, bro? They're like, we're like, dude. I swear. So I look back to my homies. I go, yo, bro. This fool just said they're gonna let everybody die. Fuck that. Like, we could still help. Like, at least 2 of these motherfucking girls, like something. And I'm like, I'm gonna tell this fool something. So I turn around, and go, yo, bro. Straight up. I look at that fool in the eye. I go, hey, bro. We're gonna help these people. If you don't help us, we're going to throw you off this fucking raft.
Yeah, we're going to fuck you up.
All of us. No, we'll throw you off the raft.
Yeah, 100%.
All 8 of us.
Yeah.
And then you're fucked. And I don't know what you're going to do, bro.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But we'll fuck you up. So he's like, and literally, he was like, oh, fuck. And literally, he was so hesitant.
He's going crazy.
He was so hesitant. And
that's never happened to him before.
No, I guess not. And so he goes, all right. And so he starts teaching us how to row backwards. So he's like, remember how I tell you how to row? Row the other way. Row the other way. And now we're slowing down. And now he's like, slow down, slow down. So now we're slowing down, and we're snatching little girls. We snatched 2, bro.
Wow.
All the rest of them, they were able to swim off to the sides. Now what's left is one of the moms, and she's on her back. She's on her back, like doing the right thing. Like she's like kind of like not panicking. She's like on her back using the chaleco or whatever.
Yeah.
But like going crazy. And this is the thing: when she's going backwards, she could crack her head on any rock. There's giant rocks everywhere. They say if you ever fall out of a raft, fall feet first. Like if you're able to have a vest on, fall with your feet so you can kick the rocks coming towards you. You dig? So if you're going straight off of if you're getting straight to the water, you can kick off the rocks, as opposed to backwards. You fucking crack your dome and you're just out. You're passed out.
You're done.
You're done. This woman was panicking. I could tell even from where we were. She was purple. Like she was on her last breath, struggling. The only thing keeping her above was the little chaleco that she had on her little vest. All her might. We're going fucking. We're trying to slow the boat down from moving to catch her coming towards us. Finally, sure enough, boom. She gets her. I get her. Bam. I cuff her inside of her vest. They're like, arkyve. pull her on. Now this is a big woman. I mean, like you know, like she's not like super. No, but she's like a good 250-pound woman.
Wow.
But she's soaking wet also.
Yes.
She's soaking wet in a heavy current, bro.
Wow.
And then they're like, arkyve, pull it out of the boat. Hurry up. I'm like, bro, I'm fucking trying. I'm like, what? I'm like, with all my might, bro.
Fuck.
I'm trying so fucking hard to get this lady. And she's like, por favor, ayúdame. I can tell she's passing out. Like, she's like, she's like on the last little brinks of her consciousness. And before it's like she's gone, right? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like trying my, like, fools are getting mad at me. Like, oh, okay, what are you so fucking around? I'm like, bro, I'm trying my hardest, dog. And so the homie comes and gets me too. He has a roll. We're like, both of us. My brother comes, all three of us. It takes the big homie. I didn't want to say, I almost said his name. The big homie, he was feeling better by that time. Yeah, he unstraps himself from the back of the raft. He's like, "Oh, you motherfuckers!" Big 250 pound, like, "Oh, all five of us, go!" Bam! She just flops onto the bottom of the fucking raft, and when I took her fast up, the homie knew fucking CPR.
Wow.
Certified CPR guy. That
lesson.
Yeah, that lady's. So I mean, we saved her. We went back. We luckily like we kicked that guy's ass when we got off the raft, but saved her life. And you know what? The first thing when she came to, she was like, "Mis hijas," thinking about her daughters.
Wow.
We're like, and then we're like, no. We no, of course, until she's seen them. Yeah, they're fine. They come up, but she's like, no. She wouldn't believe it, but yeah, bro. And you know what was crazy? Because they make you take, because when you go down the river, you go all the way. So from when you go down the river, you fucking miles. You don't know how far a river can take you is miles. So if you want to come back to where you started, you got to take a whole fucking bus back to get all the way back, right? And this motherfucker was in the bus, like bragging about how like he almost let him die and this and that. Dog. I was like, and I'm like, dude, you know what? In the jungle, it's so callous. Like the life is not worth anything over there. You know what I mean? Like, you could get snatched up by a panther, a tiger, a fucking lion, whatever. No, we don't have lions in Peru, but we have panthers and jaguars. You know what I mean? So you could get snatched up by a jaguar, and there went your fucking life.
You're done.
You're done, bro. And we're gonna miss you, but that's how that went.
Wow.
And I was like, wow. And so I literally left that experience to go, wow, life is so fragile, and nobody gives a fuck. But if you can help somebody live another day, at least you're meant to be on earth for another reason, for some purpose. You
know what I mean? And I feel like this is what this podcast is about. The podcast is about, you know what I mean, reaching that other person, being that inspiration for the other person that's gonna give up. You know what I'm saying? Being that inspiration for the next Peruvian artist, being that inspiration for the next artist in general. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is what this is about. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to give a shout out to everybody that, you know what I mean, maybe you want to give up, that maybe, you know what I'm saying, is thinking about, you know what I'm saying, committing suicide.
Yeah.
That's maybe committing that just, you know, thinking about just bad thoughts. You know what I mean? You know, this tells you and this shows you that, you know what I mean, a lot of people go through bad shit. A lot of people go through fucked up things, but you know, there's a light under the tunnel.
Always.
There's a light under the tunnel. And you know what I mean? If you're able to see it, you know what I'm saying, go reach it, go towards it, you know what I mean? And it's another day. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
I feel like this podcast is what this is about, you know what I mean? Motivating the next artist.
Yep.
And in arkyve is the epitome of motivating the next artist. The reason being is because he's been in the game for so long. He has so much game. So much knowledge, you know what I mean? And we're coming to the end of our podcast, and I want to leave arkyve, you know what I mean, to be the person that talks at the end of this and gives his, you know, his last words for this. And I want him to inspire and to show the people that, you know what I mean, this light at the end of the tunnel. So let me go. Let me go out of here.
That light is exactly right, Don Emil. You said it, Papa. That's right. The light is important. Now listen, if I'm going to say anything, I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to leave it nice and short, because the homegirl was like, this is what I got out of all this shit that you guys were talking about. And that's feeling like music will always be there. Listen, there's navigations in your life. Not everybody is meant to go 100,000% on the music right away. Sometimes you got to put yourself in a position to be that person. I'm barely getting there right now. See, after 18 years of me making music, I found a path. I carved out a path for myself because you know why? I decided what I wanted to do. I decided that I want to make music for the rest of my life. So how do you do that? You carve out a path so you can do that. You carve out a path so you can make music comfortably. How you do that? You get your money moves right. You know what I mean? Like, not all money is gonna come from music, unfortunately.
100%.
You know what I mean? Maybe it might if hey man, if it's all blessed and everything works out for you, more power to you, and that's what's up. You get that, and you get that, and you run with that. But if it doesn't work right away, or even after 18 years, look at me, 18 years, and I'm like, has it ever worked? Of course it has.
It has.
Of course it has. Of course it has. Because I still have people that reach out to me in the right way, saying, I'm happy that you're still doing what you're doing because it shows that I can still do what I can do. And that's exactly right. Not everything is meant to be $1 million shit. Like, you know what? Even if it's not, that's the thing. The stuff that I think is $1 million shit isn't $1 million shit. The shit that's $1 million shit to me isn't being paid $1 million shit in real life. So what is really $1 million shit? What is that like type of shit? That shit don't exist. You know what does exist? Love, soul, righteousness, skill, power in that way. None of those things, other those things matter, bro. All the other shit that like seems glamorous or dope or people are getting hot for 1 second off of that, man, dump that shit. That shit don't take you nowhere. Follow where your heart feels the deepest. Where it's the deepest, that's the deepest. Go there because that's where you'll be your happiest. You're more fulfilled, and as long as you follow that, you should be fine.
Coronau podcast, motivational podcast. I want to thank my boy arkyve for coming through. You know what I'm saying, and spitting that raw. You know what I'm saying. His inspiration, his falls, his downs, everything on this podcast. I want to give a shout out to my boy MC1 behind the camera. Always killing it. Always, you know what I mean, doing something and progressing and doing something better for our podcast. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy MC1. And also, I want to just, you know what I'm saying, give a shout out to our sponsors, Coronau Podcast, Coronau Clothing, Coronau Eats. And also El Hijo de Diomar 2 coming soon, the 22nd of January. Look out for that. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. Before we go, one last thing.
Go ahead.
I got... Oh, shit. Wait a minute. I got arkyve merchandise, by the way.
Chamber Records, baby.
That y'all was supposed to wear today. It's all good. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all walk out to a nice little date. But I got the arkyve shirts, the Chamber Records, OG in the back. Got the arkyve logo right here.
Please support my boy arkyve, the original, the originator of this hip-hop thing. Not only the hip-hop thing, the Peruvian hip-hop. You know what I mean? Remember, this man has been in the game for 18 years.
Perucho.
You know what I'm saying?
All day. And you know what?
Let them know about your all your projects and everything that you have going now, and also where they can find your music.
Easy. arkyvemusic.com. Check that out. That'll take you to all my links. But if you want to find me, man, I need some love on my Instagram because I got wiped out. I got hacked, and I got 10K followers. That. Yes, I had to go start back at the bottom. So let's get my followers back up. It's arkyve original at ARKYVE. And man, I just want to connect with all my people. Honestly, the first time around, y'all did such a good job of reaching out to me and really showing me love.
Dope.
Let's keep that up, guys. I want it. I want that love. Keep it up because honestly, it don't make me feel so damn good, and I want to keep this up. So let's keep it popping. Let's keep this Peruvian movement moving. Not just that, all my Americans out there too, and everybody worldwide. You know what I mean? But you know what it is. Perucho Americanos, Peruchos. We love you and connect with me because I'm going back to Peru pretty soon. I want to see you guys out there.
Coronau Podcast, motivational podcast. My boy arkyve. Let's get it. We on part 2, baby. Let's get it.